Let's have a little fun today and talk about what's cheap and what's expensive. What does that terminology mean? It's very subjective, and one person's cheap might not be somebody else's cheap. So let's talk about it in a little more detail. I'm reading a book by Russell Brunson, and it's called DotCom Secrets. He's one of the founders of the company ClickFunnels. You may have heard of them. They do a lot with email marketing and web marketing. And he's a phenomenal thinker and has some great stories. He tells a story about addressing an audience at a conference of a bunch of hotshots in the room. Big successful salespeople. So he went in and he had his iPhone that he had just bought, a new one. And he said, how many people here today would pay $100,000 for this phone? And he held it up. Nobody raised their hands. And he said, all right, let me tell you a little bit more about it. And he goes on to tell the story of what about the contents on his phone that would come with it. So he had books, audiobooks, and courses that were very rare, that had a lot of great information that he had used to build his business. He had his contact list. His contact list included a lot of Fortune 500 companies' private owners' cell phone numbers in it and contact information that would be worth a lot of money if you could sell to those guys. He had a lot of information on that phone that was very valuable that you didn't obviously see just by looking at the phone. So once he finished reframing what he was actually offering to sell you, not just a phone that could make a phone call or text somebody, but all of the contents that were included on that, he went back to the audience again and he said, all right, so let's take this offer again. How many of you would be willing to pay $100,000 for this phone? Almost every hand in the audience went up. So he kept scaling the price up and asked people, and hands would drop as it got higher in price. He got to $750,000 and asked the three people remaining to come up on stage to buy the phone, and they could narrow it down. So now he is taking a cell phone that you and I buy and take for granted every day, the same kind of cell phone you may have in your pocket right now, and selling that phone for $750,000. Is that expensive or is that cheap? Many of those three people, especially up on stage with him, thought that was a steal for $750,000. So the subjectivity of expensive or cheap is differing by person and really depends on what you're framing the offer to be. So if your offer is that you can come into my studio and paint and you can get a mug and it's $25. Well, I can go over to Walmart and get one for $4 probably. So why would I pay $25? That seems expensive. However, if we reframe that whole conversation and say, you and your daughter can come in to paint with us and create family memories, choose your own piece, get all of your creativity out, and have a wonderful experience doing it and enjoy your time in our studio. Now, is that worth more than $4? Yes, I think that's where we get to the 25 or maybe more. So maybe you should look at your marketing. You are not just selling, come paint with us. What you're really selling is the experience in your studio. I've been preaching about this for a long time, but I still see it over and over again. I don't see the sale of the true experience and the words that describe that, which are magical, and you'll get a whole lot higher ticket revenue from. So take a look, and I encourage you to pick up this book. I'm only about halfway through, but it's a fast read. It's not just for the .com group. It is for studios just like you.